The year was 1970, the date July 18th. It was a time when aviation technology was rapidly advancing and the skies were becoming busier with each passing day. A massive Antonov An-22 aircraft, a giant of the skies, was on its way to Panagarh, India. This aircraft was one of the largest and most powerful cargo planes ever built, a true testament to Soviet engineering prowess. This wasn't just any flight, it was a mission of great importance, carrying essential equipment that was crucial for the operations in India. This plane carried a precious cargo, a 10-ton VK-7 engine, the heart of a powerful IL-76 cargo plane. The engine was vital for maintaining the operational readiness of the IL-76 fleet. The Antonov An-22 was a marvel of Soviet engineering, known for its ability to carry immense loads across vast distances. It was a symbol of strength and reliability in the aviation world. But on this day, fate had a different plan. The skies were darkening and the weather was becoming increasingly hostile. The weather in Panagarh was treacherous, with heavy monsoon rains lashing the airfield. Visibility was poor, and the conditions were far from ideal for a safe landing. As the Antonov An-22 made its final approach, disaster struck. The pilot struggled to maintain control as the aircraft was battered by the elements. The giant plane, buffeted by strong winds and blinded by the rain, crashed into the ground with a deafening roar. The impact was catastrophic, leaving no chance for survival. The once mighty aircraft, now a mangled wreck, lay shattered amidst the wreckage of its precious cargo. The scene was one of utter devastation. The crash sent shockwaves through India and beyond, marking a dark day in aviation history. The loss of the Antonov An-22 and its valuable cargo was a significant blow, reminding the world of the ever-present risks in aviation. The Antonov An-22, a symbol of Soviet aviation prowess, was on a mission of strategic importance. It was carrying a VK-7 engine, a key component for the Ilyushin Il-76, another Soviet heavy-lift aircraft. The engine was being transported from Moscow to Jakarta, Indonesia, with a scheduled refueling stop at Panagarh Air Force Station in West Bengal, India. This flight was not unusual. The Soviet Union and India shared a close relationship during that era, and such cargo flights were common. The Antonov An-22, with its ability to carry heavy loads over long distances, was the perfect aircraft for this task. It was a testament to the technological advancements of the Soviet Union, showcasing their engineering prowess to the world. The monsoon season in India is a time of torrential downpours and unpredictable weather. On that fateful day, Panagarh was experiencing particularly heavy rain and strong winds. Visibility was extremely poor, making the already challenging task of landing a massive aircraft even more treacherous. As the Antonov An-22 approached Panagarh, the control tower struggled to maintain communication with the pilots. The storm interfered with radio signals, creating a dangerous situation. Despite the adverse conditions, the skilled pilots attempted to guide the aircraft towards the runway. However, the combination of poor visibility, strong winds, and possible communication issues proved too much to overcome. The aircraft, caught in the grip of the storm, veered off course and crashed into the ground, sending shockwaves through the air and hearts across the nation. The crash sent shockwaves through Panagarh and beyond. The small town, usually quiet and serene, was suddenly thrust into the spotlight as news of the disaster spread like wildfire. People gathered in the streets, their faces etched with worry and confusion, trying to make sense of the tragedy that had befallen their community. The deafening roar of the impact was followed by an eerie silence, broken only by the sound of crackling flames and the incessant rain. The once peaceful skies were now filled with the acrid smell of burning fuel and the sight of thick black smoke rising ominously into the air. As the news of the crash spread, a sense of shock and disbelief gripped the nation. Families huddled around radios and televisions, their hearts heavy with dread as they awaited updates on the unfolding tragedy. The entire country seemed to hold its breath, united in grief and uncertainty. Emergency services, including firefighters, medical personnel, and the Indian Air Force, rushed to the crash site. Their sirens pierced the air, a stark contrast to the earlier silence as they sped towards the scene, determined to offer any assistance they could. The scene that greeted them was one of utter devastation. The ground was littered with twisted metal and debris, remnants of what was once a mighty aircraft. The sheer scale of the destruction was overwhelming, a grim testament to the force of the impact. The once mighty Antonov An-22 was reduced to a smoldering wreck, its cargo scattered across the crash site. The aircraft, known for its size and strength, lay in ruins, a stark reminder of the fragility of human endeavors. Despite the harrowing sight, the rescue workers displayed immense courage and determination. They moved with purpose and resolve, their faces set with grim determination as they navigated the treacherous terrain. They battled through the wreckage, the heavy rain, and the risk of fire to search for survivors. Each step was fraught with danger, but they pressed on, driven by the hope of finding someone alive amidst the chaos. Their efforts, however, were in vain. The harsh reality of the situation soon became apparent, and the weight of their task began to take its toll. The rescue workers, though exhausted and heartbroken, continued their search, refusing to give up until every possibility had been exhausted. The crash had claimed the lives of all 17 crew members on board, a tragic loss of life that cast a pall over the entire operation. In the days that followed, memorials and tributes were held, as the community and the nation mourned the loss of those brave souls who had perished in the disaster. Section 5. Pieces of the Puzzle. Investigating the crash. The crash of the Antonov An-22 was a major aviation disaster, prompting a thorough investigation to determine the cause. The Indian authorities, with assistance from Soviet aviation experts, launched a comprehensive inquiry to piece together the events leading up to the crash. They meticulously examined the wreckage, analyzed flight data, and interviewed witnesses to understand what went wrong. The investigation was complex and challenging. The monsoon weather had erased crucial evidence, and the damage to the aircraft's flight data recorders made it difficult to extract information. Despite these obstacles, the investigators worked tirelessly, determined to uncover the truth behind the tragedy. Section 6. Voices from the Ground. Remembering the Tragedy. The crash of the Antonov An-22 left an indelible mark on the people of Panagarh. For many, the memory of that day remains vivid. The deafening roar of the crash, the sight of the burning wreckage, the sense of shock and disbelief. "I remember it like it was yesterday," recalls a local resident, his voice filled with emotion. "The sound of the crash was unlike anything I had ever heard. It shook our homes, and we knew instantly that something terrible had happened." Another resident, a young boy at the time, remembers the chaotic scene at the crash site. "People were running everywhere, trying to help, but there was so much destruction," he says. "It was a day I'll never forget." Section 7. The Echoes of Panagarh. Lasting Impacts. The Panagarh Antonov crash had a significant impact on aviation safety protocols, particularly in India. The investigation, though inconclusive, highlighted the importance of robust safety measures, especially during challenging weather conditions. It led to a review of safety regulations and pilot training procedures, with a focus on improving communication and decision-making during emergencies. The crash also underscored the need for better weather monitoring and forecasting systems. The limitations of existing technology at the time were evident, prompting investments in more advanced meteorological equipment and training. The lessons learned from Panagarh extended beyond India's borders, as the international aviation community took note of the tragedy and incorporated its findings into global safety standards. Section 8. Lessons etched in time. Aviation safety after the crash. The Panagarh Antonov crash serves as a stark reminder of the inherent risks associated with aviation. It highlights the importance of rigorous safety protocols, continuous improvement in technology, and the need for international cooperation in ensuring air travel safety. The tragedy prompted a global shift towards proactive safety management, with a focus on preventing accidents rather than simply reacting to them. The legacy of Panagarh lives on in the advancements made in aviation safety, from improved aircraft design and maintenance to enhanced pilot training and air traffic control procedures. The crash, though a tragic event, catalyzed crucial changes that continue to shape the aviation industry today. Section 9. Remembering Panagarh, a legacy of loss and learning. The Panagarh Antonov crash of 1970 was a defining moment in aviation history. This tragic event not only shook the aviation community, but also left an indelible mark on the hearts of many. The crash was a stark reminder of the vulnerabilities and risks associated with air travel during that era. It was a tragedy that claimed the lives of 17 individuals, leaving behind a legacy of loss and sorrow. Families were torn apart, and the community of Panagarh was left to grapple with the aftermath of this devastating event. The emotional scars ran deep, and the memories of those lost lingered on. Yet from the ashes of this disaster emerged crucial lessons that transformed the aviation industry. The incident prompted a thorough investigation, leading to significant changes in safety protocols and procedures. It was a turning point that underscored the need for continuous improvement and vigilance in aviation safety. The crash highlighted the importance of stringent safety protocols, advanced technology, and rigorous training for aviation personnel. It became evident that every aspect of aviation, from aircraft maintenance to pilot training, needed to be scrutinized and enhanced to prevent such tragedies in the future, and international collaboration in preventing future tragedies. The global aviation community came together, sharing knowledge and expertise to ensure that the lessons learned from Panagarh would benefit the entire industry. This spirit of cooperation and shared responsibility became a cornerstone of modern aviation safety. Today, as we look back on the events of that fateful day, we remember the victims and the sacrifices made by the first responders. Their bravery and dedication in the face of such a catastrophe are forever etched in our memories. Memorials and ceremonies continue to honor their legacy. We also recognize the significant strides made in aviation safety, a testament to the lessons learned from Panagarh. The advancements in technology, training, and international cooperation have made air travel safer than ever before. These improvements are a tribute to the resilience and determination of those who worked tirelessly to ensure that such a tragedy would never happen again. The crash serves as a poignant reminder that the pursuit of aviation excellence must always be accompanied by an unwavering commitment to safety. It is a legacy of loss and learning that continues to shape the future of aviation, ensuring that the skies remain safe for all who travel.